This is on behalf of the Facebook group Channeling Development and Spiritual Growth, where I have the great pleasure of interviewing experienced channelers. My name is Kim Chamberlain, and today we are very fortunate to have with us Lindsay Harn. Lindsay is from Wellington in New Zealand. Welcome, Lindsay.
Kim, thank you so much.
Great to have you here. So let's start off with, who are you? Tell us a bit about yourself and what you're about.
Yeah, no problem. So hello, everyone. My name is Lindsay Harn. So I am originally from the US and moved here to New Zealand, living in Wellington now. Always had a spiritual side, a spiritual connection to the world. I remember being quite young and experiencing all things around me and wondering what is going on. And so I've always had that curiosity. And I was lucky enough to, when I moved to New Zealand, to meeting a group of very spiritual group who do meditation and channeling circle. And so I started up with them, gosh, back in 2013, 2014. And I've been working with them and that group since, and got to know a lot of different people in the spiritual community, and have really enjoyed it.
Wow. I didn't realize, Lindsay and I were in the same group. I didn't realize it's been so long.
It has been a long time.
It has, hasn't it? That's amazing. Okay, so tell us about the channeling that you do.
Absolutely. So I learned a lot of the channeling from the meditation group. So it wasn't something I had really done before. Yes, I had been in touch with spirit in different ways of experiencing things moving in a house or hearing things, but I had never really done channeling where you allow that spirit to come through and speak. So a lot of times it's about going into a meditation or connecting in with your spirit guides and setting your intentions of what you're trying to get out of this experience, or is it just a message? And then having that message come through. And it might be standing up and telling a group of people a message for all of them. It might be having a moment where you're just having an internal channeling message for yourself. Or it might be giving a reading. So I've also done some channeling with readings for other people at the spiritual fairs. So it's kind of a mixture, but I find it really useful once you get into that habit of doing the channeling and get comfortable with it and understand what that feels like to let spirit come through. Just that where it takes you is quite interesting, and how you get comfortable with it and the different messages and ways that spirit can come through.
So for you to go from not channeling to channeling, do you just switch it on, or do you go through a process? How do you do it?
That's a great question. So when I first started in this group, you do a meditation and they ask you to stand up and away you go. And it's very nerve-wracking. And of course you have a moment where you're thinking, is it me? Is it spirit? What's happening? And so I learned for myself, almost it's imagery. When I stood up and I connected in and I could feel the connection, I would picture myself in a car almost. And here I am driving the car. And instead of driving it, it was me getting in the back seat and handing the wheel to spirit and saying, here, spirit, you're going to drive this and you're going to say what you need to say. So I'm going to get out of my way and get out of your way and let you speak. And just having that mental image in my head just really helped the words to start flowing, because if I didn't do something to say, hey, I'm going to let spirit through, it felt very halting, and I really struggled with that. Is it me or is it spirit? Is my brain in the way? And once I got used to getting out of the way and kind of, like I said, getting in the back seat of the car and giving spirit, not actually, but in my brain, giving spirit the wheel to drive, then the messages started coming through a lot clearer, and I got really comfortable with it. And again, this is years of doing this to the point where now I can easily switch that on. I know it's spirit coming through. I don't question it. Things come out that you would never think of. So you know for sure that that's spirit. Sometimes it's even light language, which is a whole other realm of things that can come out. So that's been something I've picked up in the last couple of years, of light language as well. So it's been quite a journey.
Wow. That's a really good analogy, the car one. I'd never thought about it that way before, but it makes so much sense. Like, you're in it together, aren't you? But they're the ones leading it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I really had to do, because it took about a year before I came up with that analogy in my head of how can I let trust that Spirit's going to drive this and say this, and I get out of my way. I know it's not my brain speaking, it's actually Spirit coming through. And that's what I just had to image or have in my head every time for probably the next 3 years of doing this. And now it's just gotten just like second nature.
Nice. And do you know who you channel?
That's a great question. No, I don't. I'm in a place where I've set the intentions that only, good spirit energy can come through that's helpful, or that anyone that needs to give a message, or if I'm doing a channel for someone else, that it might be a family member who's passed or some kind of connection for them, but it's always with positive intention. It's never negative intention. So I do not allow negative spirits to come through. After that, I'm open to whoever wants to come through. I have spirit guides that I've got that they seem to change out now and then, but they know of what my intention is. So they're not going to let something harmful come through. So therefore, I have complete faith that only positive energy will come through. So I channel all different kinds of energy. It can be just straight spirit. It can be loved ones. It can be family connections who've passed over. It might just other realm energies. I don't always know. And unless the energy feels like telling me, I don't feel like I need to ask that. It's only when I'm doing readings that I do try to ask, hey, who is this? So that the other person needs that validation. But for me, I don't really, it doesn't matter.
No, I get that. I get that. Okay, thank you. So for anybody who's starting off in channeling, do you have any advice for them?
I definitely say get into contact with the spiritual community. So whether that's at a spiritual church, or if you can find a meditation group that focuses in on that, I think 100% try to connect with whoever you can. Just being in that energy is beneficial, and you'll find yourself starting to grow a lot quicker than trying to do stuff on your own. If you don't have access to other people, then there are the free meditations, I think, with Spiritual New Zealand that are great to attend to start getting you in that mind space. And then from there, it's just getting into those meditations, connecting in with the energies of the earth, the sky, yourself, your heart space, getting into that comfortable place, setting those intentions that it's only positive energies that can come through, and just seeing what comes out, asking questions and seeing what comes through. And you might prefer to do written channeling, which is really, a lot of people like that. They find it really easy. Some people like to do standing up and speaking. Some like to just have a conversation in their head, and that's the channeling. So there's lots of different types. You may find you gravitate towards one versus the other, but definitely try them all out and try them out a couple times to just see which one is the right fit for you. Or it might all be a fit. For me, I don't love the writing. It just ends up being scribble. Spirit wants to talk really fast, and so it just ends up being scribbles. But like I said, a lot of people I know do the writing and they really enjoy that. And a lot of them started out that way. So that might be a really good place to start.
Thank you. That makes a whole lot of sense. And that's really useful for people who are starting out there. I mean, of course you can do it on your own, but certainly there's power in being with a group of people, because it's much easier to raise your vibration a lot quicker and you learn so much from other people. So thank you. That was very, very useful advice. And thank you so much. And I will say here, Lindsay is actually moving house today and has taken 10 minutes out to speak to us. So we're very grateful for her for doing that in the middle of all of this. And thank you again, Lindsay. It's been very, very helpful.
No problem. Thank you, Kim. This was fun.